People really adored the hit TV show Counting Cars because of the fantastic car transformations shown on it and the diverse cast of characters, including the exceptionally talented painter and designer Ryan Evans. Danny Coker owned Count's Customs in Las Vegas, Nevada, and Ryan was an excellent employee there. For that, he was well liked. But then, for some reason, he just vanished from the show. Because of this, many were concerned about his departure. Fans, though, pondered whether he would ever be back on the show since no one knew why he left. They were curious about Counting Cars' Ryan Evans. Who fired him? Danny Coker. In this video, we'll examine Ryan Evans's Counting Cars disappearance. Ryan Evans came into this world on January 4, 1974, in the great state of Illinois. The family relocated to various locations, such as Texas and Germany, due to his dad's service in the U.S. Army. Ryan began to express an interest in art while a student at Frankfurt American High School in Germany, despite his reticence to discuss his family. There, he studied under a renowned artist and picked up tricks like airbrushing. After getting a t-shirt with his name sprayed on it, he became very interested in painting and began to do it frequently. Subsequently, he became intrigued by the concept of custom car painting after seeing an advertisement for House of Colors. When Ryan took a job at Count's Customs, Danny Coker's auto repair shop in Las Vegas, his life took a dramatic turn. After Danny's stint on Pawn Stars ended, he went on to host Counting Cars. There, Ryan became an integral part of the squad. From his humble beginnings as a car painter, he rose through the ranks to become an indispensable member of the crew, particularly to Danny. Danny once wanted to reward the top employee of the year with a cool car, a 1975 Chevrolet Suburban. However, he was unable to determine who was most deserving of it. He decided to make a race for the crew. The winner of the buggies race in the Sandy area got to start the Suburban. Ryan didn't start out the race on top of the pack, but he drove brilliantly to claim victory. Fixing up a vintage 1962 Cadillac was just one example of how Ryan demonstrated his meticulous attention to detail while working on Counting Cars. In order for Ryan to apply Matrix Automotive Finishes' latest paint system to the Cadillac, the boss opted to collaborate with them. At a large trade show known as SEMA, they displayed the vehicle. Since Count's Customs had previously achieved success at this show, Ryan was eager to maintain that success as the lead painter. Ryan meticulously planned everything out, and he worked so hard that he injured himself. However, his efforts were not in vain. By returning it to its original teal hue, he restored the Cadillac to its former glory. Many were impressed by the way he used a variety of teal hues throughout the vehicle, particularly the unique hood design. Seeing Danny and the crew display the vehicle at SEMA made Ryan feel accomplished. There was a time when they needed a less expensive method to chrome dip a car, and Ryan came up with a solution. A classic 1962 Cadillac needed to be sold fast, according to Danny. Initially, he informed Ryan that he wanted to remove all the chrome from it due to the high cost of renewing the chrome. On most occasions, Ryan would have given in to Danny's demands, but this time he just couldn't. But Ryan also claimed that the money wasn't his, so he came up with a different plan to give the car a chrome makeover. Instead of the costly chrome dipping method, he proposed a chemical spraying technique. The plan was put into action after the boss approved of it. The finished Cadillac looked very expensive, and they could probably sell it soon for a tidy profit. Ryan had a stellar reputation for being an effective employee. For his paintings, he was inducted into the Mini True Hall of Fame in 2018. Another testament to his auto repair prowess was his work on Alice Cooper's 1963 Studebaker Avanti. Ryan is taken aback when he learns that Alice Cooper wants them to restore his vehicle. After hearing such an interesting story about the car, they are all anxious about disappointing him. When Alice picked up the vehicle in Portland a decade ago, an elderly man approached him and wanted to know who owned it. Although Alice claimed ownership, the man claimed to have served as an FBI agent in the past. The individual verified the vehicle's authenticity by cross-referencing its VIN with an FBI database. Previously, he had caught a Soviet spy driving the car, he informed Alice. After hearing that, Alice made the decision that he should fix it up instead of getting rid of it due to its interesting history. After disassembling the vehicle, Ryan realized it had likely been in a collision. So that Ryan could paint the car nicely, they fixed that damage first. Ryan persevered through every challenging project in order to ensure their excellence. Those in the automotive industry look up to him because of his innovative ideas and his obsession with perfection. There is no one better than Ryan Evans in his field. Many believe that Ryan's fame on the show prompted him to resign. But is that actually the case? Did Ryan Evans's sudden fame force him to leave the show? We will discover. One of the most entertaining reality shows on the History Channel is Counting Cars. The production company, Left Field Pictures, is like a Pawn Stars offshoot. Las Vegas, a cool city in the desert, is where the show takes place. We follow Danny Coker, aka The Count, as he gives classic cars a new lease on life on the show. The proprietor of Count's Customs, Danny Coker, has a serious passion for automobiles. For creative types and auto enthusiasts, his shop is like a sanctuary. In the documentary, we see how they transform junk cars and motorcycles into works of art. Their work is meticulous and thorough, and they honor the past of each vehicle they service. Even in the hottest Nevada summers, the workshop is never empty of skilled artisans making repairs, upgrades, and final touches to vehicles. The show delves deeper than that, though, into the lives and struggles of the mechanics who work there. Teamwork at Count's Customs is on full display in the show. On occasion they argue, but on other occasions they rejoice in their achievements. In each episode they face new obstacles, such as difficult customers or unforeseen issues with the vehicles they are repairing. When Counting Cars debuted on August 13, 2012, viewers went crazy for it. Production credits go to History's Julian Hobbs and Zachary Baer, as well as Left Field Pictures' Brent Montgomery, David George, and Sean Witt. Viewers appreciated the show's authenticity and novelty. Every episode was thrilling and heartbreaking for viewers because Joel Patterson was a part of making the show's vision a reality. Counting Cars grew even better with the addition of veteran producers such as Ed DeRivaz, Tom Romita, Jonathan Weiss, and Shay Moran. The show's combination of interesting characters, compelling plots, and cool cars keeps improving thanks to their talent and hard work. Guests are invited to embark on an entertaining journey through the history of cars as each show progresses. The superiority of automobiles is celebrated in every engine sound and artwork. The brains behind the show is Danny Coker. He is multi-talented and has exceptional business acumen. Many of his Las Vegas businesses are thriving under his leadership. His upbringing in a deeply religious household instilled in him the values of discipline and self-reliance. His character and approach to work are heavily influenced by these traits. The ability to play music and fix things has been with Danny since he was a little boy. Car repair became his passion after he taught himself the ropes in his garage. Concurrently, he made his stage debut at Carnegie Hall when he was 11 years old, one of the first major venues to notice him. As a son of a well-known musician, Danny inherited his father's passion for songwriting and performing. Danny rose to fame as a pianist and vocalist, sharing the stage with legendary acts like the Rex Humberds and the Coker Family Singers. Danny was encouraged by his dad to become a musician, but he ended up becoming famous and successful in the television industry instead. He made his television debut on Channel 33's Saturday Fright at the Movies, hosted by his father as Count Cool Rider. He became famous due to his charismatic personality, which people adored. In 2010, Danny got his big break after making an appearance on Pawn Stars. Because of this, he landed the lead role of Count on Counting Cars, a show in which he owns Count's Customs. Danny and his wife Corey Farah prefer to keep their private lives under wraps. So little is known about his family or children. They put in long hours every day as owners of Count's Vamped Rock Bar and Grill in Sin City. The love of Danny's life, despite his fame in television and business, is automobiles. Among his many vintage vehicles is a white 1966 Mustang GT, which he cherishes and enjoys taking for rides to this day. In all that Danny does, his passion for driving shines through. He's rich, worth $13 million. From his repair shop to the Rio All-Suite Hotel, he is involved in many different businesses and investments, not just TV. Danny excels in the business world. Unfortunately, cameras are not permitted at Danny's sprawling estate, Coker's house, where the action takes place. It houses his showroom, store, video studio, and other investments. It serves as the hub of his business. Even with all the flashy automobiles and blaring engines, Danny's thoughts are clear. His commitment to his work and the creation of a lasting legacy is unwavering. Then what became of Danny following the show? Despite the end of Counting Cars, Danny's story is far from over. He's a bundle of energy and enthusiasm, and he's never done anything before. Visit Count's Customs to witness the sight of the magic, even though filming has ceased. Fans can see all the amazing cars they built for the show on the free tours they provide. At Count's Customs, Danny makes sure that craftsmanship and imagination are still very much alive and well. You can even get up close and personal with all the iconic vehicles from the show at their museum. Danny isn't just into cars, he also enjoys music. He fronts the rock band Count 77, who play music from the 1970s. They are excellent. Danny continues to play music for people all over the world despite his busy schedule. The crowd can never get enough of his electrifying performances. Corey, Danny's wife, is likewise making waves in her own right. She launched Count's Vamped Rock Bar in Sin City and is in charge of the Count's brand. Great music and a lot of life fill this hip spot. You won't want to miss Danny's and his band's incredible New Year's Eve performance. Even though Danny's story is coming to a close, he is just as excited as ever to embark on his next adventure. Danny has no plans to slow down anytime soon, what with living in Las Vegas and all. Music and cars are huge parts of life there. To him, the best is still ahead, and he's prepared for anything. Where on earth is Ryan Evans now? A lot of people have been wondering if Ryan Evans is going to leave Count's Customs and Counting Cars. There may be a lot of unpredictability in television right now, but fans shouldn't worry because Ryan Evans and Count's Customs are still committed to creating awesome shows and projects. Now we can see why Ryan was absent from the program if we rewind a little. Before meeting David Ham, who would later become his mentor, Ryan educated himself in custom painting on his own, without ever having attended a class or worked for someone. Ryan learned all the skills he needed about custom painting from David, who worked at Toyota in Texas. Ryan was able to grow professionally and offer his services as a result of this. Following this, Ryan Evans took over as lead artist at Count's Customs. After the garage became a hit, Ryan was invited to appear on the TV show Counting Cars. You might know Pawn Stars from Counting Cars. Since Ryan had prior experience working at Count's Customs, he decided to join. Danny was a guest star on Pawn Stars from time to time, and Left Field Pictures eventually gave him a History Channel show. All of Danny's co-workers were considered in when he agreed to do the pilot. There weren't many high hopes for the show at the outset, but it quickly gained a large fan base. Everyone should give Danny and his crew the credit they deserve for how well the show did. Nothing was planned for Ryan when he began working at Count's Customs. Then Ryan had his own television debut when the Discovery Channel catapulted Danny Coker to fame. Ryan wasn't expecting much when he joined the show because he and Danny weren't particularly close. Even though all he did was paint cars, he became well known among gearheads. Ryan wasn't a major character in the original August 13, 2012, airing of Counting Cars. He was Shannon Akow's apprentice at Count's Customs bike shop. There was a brief scene in the pilot where he painted a Harley-Davidson to mimic the client's tattoos. He remained silent and unidentified. However, he rose to fame by the show's third season finale and was named Employee of the Year. Back then, Danny had this grand plan to award his shop's most deserving employee with a vintage 1975 Chevrolet Suburban. Everything was so laborious that he couldn't make a choice. Then he had a brilliant idea for a fair selection process: a race. The men rode their buggies to a sandy field, where they engaged in a race. Whoever starts and finishes the Chevy first would win. Despite not starting first, Ryan drove the buggy well enough to start the Chevy. His part in the show evolved thereafter during Season 4. Some members of Count's Customs' main crew left or were fired, so he was promoted to their position. His prominence in the role eventually earned him a spot in the show's opening credits. Ryan won Danny's trust even more as the series progressed. In Season 5, he taught Danny a new way to spray paint, which was a memorable moment. In a hurry, Danny planned to restore a vintage 1962 Cadillac and put it back on the market. Without breaking the bank, he wanted to darken all the chrome, he told Ryan. Although Ryan usually agreed with Danny, he was unable to do so on this occasion. He was determined to give the Cadillac's chrome a good polish. He proposed a different, less costly method of rechroming it using chemicals and an activator rather than the costly dipping process, since he knew it wasn't his money. Danny was on board, so they gave it a go. They made a lot of money off the sale of the Cadillac because it ended up looking expensive. Painting Danny's 1961 Cadillac Coupe de Ville was a major undertaking for Ryan in 2020. For some time, the vehicle had lain unused in the garage. To ensure that Ryan could showcase the Cadillac at that year's SEMA trade show using Matrix Automotive Finish's newest paint system, Danny opted to form a partnership with the company. The pressure was on Ryan, as head painter of Count's Customs, because the company had a history of success at the event. He was afraid of disappointing people. Ryan worked tirelessly to make sure the car looked great, but he injured himself from being too cautious. The vehicle turned out beautifully in the end. Ryan was able to preserve the Cadillac's original teal hue, and the final product was stunning. Let's discuss Ryan's current whereabouts and the reasons behind his disappearance from the show. There were whispers towards the end of Season 10 that Ryan was leaving Count's Customs and would no longer be appearing on Counting Cars. On the other hand, his official accounts and the garage's Facebook page stated differently. Rumors like these may have begun when other reality TV shows halted production because of COVID-19 regulations. Ryan posted images to Facebook of non-automotive projects that Count's Customs had worked on. They painted and made things for businesses and events. To make a large octopus appear like a planet, for instance, they painted it and mounted it on a cylindrical object. There are more than just automotive projects happening at Count's Customs, as you can see from Ryan's Facebook posts. Their work for various companies involves painting and making things, which is pretty cool. In one of their projects, they created the illusion of a planet by placing a massive octopus atop a cylinder. Counting Cars appeared to be in good shape as its 10th season came to a close in November 2021 with the airing of its final 3 episodes. As far as the cast and crew were concerned, production was on track for the final 3 episodes of Season 10 to air in November 2021. The History Channel's desire for a second season would come as a surprise to fans. It appears that Ryan is still a cast member. It was only a rumor, that's right. But when did it become a topic of conversation? The source of these rumors? Everything is still a mystery to us. Much obliged for your time. Make sure you subscribe to our channel if you loved this video and would like to see more interesting stories and information like this. In the next video, we will see you.